Who is Philadelphia's big bad wolf? Big bad wolf. Big bad wolf. Who's Philadelphia's big bad wolf? Big Seals from 326. Woo! Woo! Woo-hoo. Hit that like button, juniors. Here you go here. Keep cranking that thing out of here. Come on, let's go. Banging in here, let's go. How you all doing? I sound like Brian Kelly. How y'all doing in Philly? How you doing? I don't even know why I'm going there with that, but I saw Brian Kelly trying to recruit a kid again, and it's in my mind right now. I appreciate everybody coming aboard, and man, do we have a lot of stuff to hit on, and we so appreciate each and every single day. Big Sills delivers. I have my top 16 teams in the NFC. 90-man roster is set for the Philadelphia Eagles and every team as we are now a month out from training camp, the start of the NFL season. All free agency is done. All the drafting is done. All the hyperbole is done. I'm going to tell you where you sit when it comes to the other teams. 16 up, baby. Where does your team sit? We will do that at the bottom of the hour. I do want to apologize on something. And I'm going to admit I'm wrong. This is going to be a shocker here. But not really, because this is how I've always done my show. Henpen, guess what, dog? You're right. The New York Times is now reporting that there are not 24 allegations of sexual misconduct against Deshaun Watson. There are 66 in the last 17 months. This is from the New York Times. The 24th allegation is even more troubling, which means this. There's some testimony in there, according to the New York Times, that he lied to both the Browns and the league. Did the Eagles escape a disaster? Probably. Look, he is a special player. He is a spectacular talent. He's night and day in talent to Jalen Hurts. However, this dude may not be playing ball for 2 years. Okay? I highly doubt he steps on the field this year for the Cleveland Browns. And I would say this, and I'm going to walk backwards here, and I'm going to say it. The Eagles, they escaped a disaster. Can you imagine if they had traded all the draft choices away, okay, like the Browns did to the Texans, all those picks, all those first-rounders, and he can't play for another year? That's a complete disaster. You're still in a position, then you have to do PR damage when he comes back, more so than even Michael Vick. 66. Hey, Shay, thanks for being a new member. Okay? 66. How about this? Let's just hypothetically say this. Okay? There's nothing criminal here. Is that a look you want when half your fan base are women? Do you want that look in Philadelphia where half your fan base are women? You know, women buy the jerseys on Christmas. They buy the bed sheets with the Eagle logo on it. They get little Johnny and Susie the banners. The wife does this stuff. And you want to alienate women? Even if half of them aren't true, do you want to go through that PR disaster next year? And you didn't even get the guy playing this year. Would you rather have Jalen Hurts than Deshaun Watson? I guess, watch this. I guess so. Reluctantly, I say that. because I know he's nowhere in that guy's room and talent. But there is just too much shit on that side of the scale to even it out for me. His talent does this on the scale, right? It does this. But all this other stuff is starting to equal it out now. And it's going like this now. It's closer to you saying, I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Deshaun Watson. Does Deshaun Watson give you a best chance winning? Yeah, maybe next year. Well, what about this year? We gave all of our assets away. Get this, that Saints deal doesn't happen if Deshaun Watson was part of the Eagles this year. You don't have 2 picks next year. You're not set up. Howie averted disaster here. In the end, they were right not to step on the gas pedal because this came down to the bag of money. The Browns are even looking potentially at voiding the contract because he may have lied to the league investigators, and the Brown investigators. This is getting worse every day. These allegations are getting worse. Do you want to have that pile of shit at your doorstep at the NovaCare Center every day you open the doors and the media rolls in? By the way, that particular media too. We're not talking about Carolina Panther media or Green Bay media. That Philadelphia media. Do you want to open the doors and have those dudes walk in there and start barking shit like that? Because you're not only going to get sports media people, you're going to get mainstream media, CNN, Fox, people rolling in there going, this guy's got 66 allegations against him. And by the way, it's now being told by the New York Times that the Houston Texans knew and still gave him a $180 million contract. Think about that. The Me Too movement is already all over this story. He was using a hotel that the Texans okayed for him to get these massages at, according to the New York Times. They're complicit in this. So the league is involved now. He ain't playing, dude. That dude is not playing. At the end of the day, the Eagles avoided a complete catastrophe. They did. Maybe this is also at the doorstep of Howie. Okay? Sure. I'll take Hurts too. His availability, I know he's going to be there in September. Mark goes like this. Man, can you imagine how he did what Sileo wanted him to do? Dude, Mark, are you under some impression Jalen Hurts, prior to us finding out about the 66 yesterday, are you under some impression there weren't 15 freaking teams out there that would have did the same thing I said? They were lined up around the corner. Don't play it off like, oh, Sileo had some sort of dumbass comment. There were 15 NFL head coaches and 15 general managers that were traded, and one of them was your boy. Don't go there. Can you imagine? Yeah, I can. I did. Okay? Zach, he's done for the season. Rico, I don't know if Howie did the due diligence. Okay? I don't know if he did his due diligence. We just found out about the 66 in the New York Times yesterday. The league has been covering this story up. Now we know why. The Texans knew. I kept saying to you, where's the league in this? What's the comments from the league? The McNair family knew even prior to Deshaun Watson getting that contract that he was doing these things with these massage therapists. Okay? So the league was not going to get in front of this. They had to wait and stay behind. And they did. Dude, the Eagles have averted a massive issue here. Good for them. Good for them. A. Thomas, 66. Dan doesn't know. I don't believe it. Hey, 66 allegations, according to the New York Times. If anything, you're a weirdo. Serious, dude. You got a issue like you had with Tiger Woods or something here. Dude, and again, it's piling up. I thought when he signed that contract with the Cleveland Browns, this story was going to go away. I did. I thought this thing was going to go away. It's gotten worse, hasn't it? Since Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam offered him that $230 in guarantees, I mean, has it gotten better? It's gotten worse. And get this, no wonder you still have Baker Mayfield on the roster. You may void the contract, pick up his option, and you know what else you may do? You may give him a contract extension. At the end of the day, they may void that contract, and Baker Mayfield may have the leverage. I think Baker Mayfield actually has some leverage here now. Cut me. I'll tell you what, the Browns are in a horrible place right now. I think Jacoby Brissett is the backup quarterback there now. He's not bad. He's not terrible. But you're in a pickle, man. Okay, I mean, seriously. The Eagles, they just went like this. And they're right. Nah, maybe the Eagles knew more. And there was more coming. Because I always found it weird that the league was nowhere to be seen in this case. So, hey, I mean, I would not want to be a Cleveland Brown fan. I would not want to be in the Cleveland Brown locker room right now. Creepy at best. Savvy B, hey, creepy at best is an understatement. Hey, wait a second. Domestic, he is innocent. These are civil suits. But you're also trying this now in the court of public opinion. Domestic, he is innocent of criminal charges. But we know this as well as anybody. When something gets out on social media or public opinion is involved in it, you can indict anybody with public opinion, more so even criminally today. You could call somebody a racist, and that would damage the ability for them to get a job, more so than even going to jail. People today indict people, social media-wise, public opinion. How many times have we seen actors and people on TV or John Gruden on emails in an investigation on Daniel Snyder got him fired? By the way, I'm not saying he shouldn't have been, but we see this all the time. You put a couple things out there, you're indicted, you're out. Sills, do you think he ever plays again? Ryan, I don't know. I think so. I think so, Ryan. I don't even want to say I hope so, because now this number is way over the top. We're almost at 100 people he's done this with in 17 months. Come on, guy. I'm not saying they're truthful. I'm just saying that's a big number for me to have to weed through to figure out the truth. That's a big number, dude. 66 is ridiculous, right, Xander? NFL might make an example of him. Protecting the shield at all times. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to have to go to court for that $230 million. They're going to void that contract. They're going to give Baker Mayfield a 3-year contract extension at $35 million, and they're going to move on like this never happened. And that dude's going to be sitting next to Colin Kaepernick out. No one's hiring that guy. You can't bring a guy in who was freaking away like this. This is Ben Simmons looks like a choir boy to this. This is ridiculous. Kudos to Howie. You were right in the end. You can't have that in your locker room. I don't want to be answering questions about a creep sitting next to me. Yeah, but Dan, you don't know if it. I don't care. I don't want to answer that shit. Dude, those people in Cleveland, would you get out of the contract if you were Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry? Would you get out of that contract? Boy, I'll tell you what, these next 2 weeks, these next 10 days, if I were Rusty Hardin representing Deshaun Watson, I'd shut my hole and I would do everything in my power to make this go away. That means throwing money at it. Hey, we've seen it before. You need to do this. Because the league's going to – I think the league was going to hit him with a feather. I think they're going to hit him with a sledgehammer now. There's no way he plays this year. No way. No way. So the Eagles, they get over. Okay? Did I have to bring up Ben Simmons? Hey, sorry. It slipped. Flex says he won't ever play again. 66 is way too many and too much blowback for the NFL. Says he never plays again. Chris says, is it cap with the Raiders? No, it was a charade and window dressing, just like I said it was. Manster, appreciate you coming aboard, man. Dude, I'd rather have Jalen Hurts right now than Deshaun Watson. How about this? This is where the intangibles of Jalen Hurts, okay? This is where the intangibles of Jalen Hurts, okay? This is the intangibles that keep him the starting quarterback. Just saying, dude. We're not talking talent here. Bones Jones, maybe one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. What was Bones Jones's biggest issue? Getting to the octagon. This guy couldn't get to the octagon. Greatest MMA fighter of all time. Couldn't get to the octagon because he was an idiot. Greatest. Cormier could never beat his ass. It was never close. Maybe the last fight was kind of close. But then Jones crushed him. It was kind of close, but not really. His problem, he couldn't get to the octagon. I guess sometimes just showing up to the stadium is harder than it seems nowadays for some of these athletes. Dude, Jones was spectacular. St. Pierre and him, you're talking about two of the greatest fighters, okay? And Khabib, those three guys, if you want to throw those three guys in a hat and pick one out, you're going to be cool with it because those three guys are the greatest MMA fighters of all time. Of all time. All right. Hey, by the way, my NFL insider who was at the NFL league meetings, Jason Cole, our Hall of Fame voter, will be with us at hour 2. We're going to talk to him on what the next step for the NFL is with this. And does he think he ever plays again? There is a lot. The Browns may void the contract. They may void the contract. All those picks then go back to Cleveland. And the team that's left out are the Texans. Can you imagine that? The contract gets voided. They get their picks back. And the Texans lose a franchise quarterback. What a mess. Guys, please hit the like button. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you saying that. Well, I don't understand why you have to do sexual conduct being a billionaire athlete. Seriously, do you know, hey, domestic, I'm going to say something here, okay? And guys, follow me. Do you know why there's prostitutes in the world? You pay them to go away. What is he doing here? What is he doing? Go to Vegas. Go to Nevada. Do something like that where it's legal. You pay people money like that, which I've never. You pay people to go away when you pay them that kind of money. What is he? How when you, that to me is judgment thinking too. That's a problem. What's this? More so than even the 66 allegations here, which are terrible. But it's decision making that I also have a problem. Really, guy, when did you think, like, after 40, it may have been a problem? No, not 40. 40's, I'm good in 40. 66 maybe. Man, Eagles avoided disaster. Hit the like button. I want to move on to some topics now and get away from that because, hey, and I told you this about my show. You'll always get this with Big Sills and how we run our show. If I see something that changes the landscape or a story, I'll amend it. And right there, what's this? The conversation about whether or not Deshaun's better than Jalen is no more a conversation. You first got to get eligible to play before we can have that conversation anymore. Now it's about whether or not I want you on my team, and right now it would be no. Why would I want you on my team when you can't play? Why would I pay you? Why would I pay you? Doesn't make sense. Okay? Jalen looks 10 times better now in the eyes of the Eagles because you know what they're doing? Damn. I'm glad we didn't go down that route. Even harder than what we were. Okay? Was he not considered innocent by the courts? Jeremiah, what's that got to do with 66 civil suits against him? What does being innocent have to do with the court of public opinion? Are you under a rock, Jeremiah? Jeremiah, really? He's innocent to who? Not the league right now, not to the Browns, not to the Me Too movement. Innocent to who? What, that he doesn't have to go spend time in the pokey? Okay. That's the only saving grace of this conversation, is that he doesn't have to do jail time. But his career and his public name are destroyed. Destroyed. Shit, the Browns may want to sign Kaepernick. I'd take that story before this thing. He's innocent. That's not the point here. No one's saying he's not. Court ruled it. Well, why do I feel now the Browns are in a shittier position today than they were when they signed him? How you doing, Maniac? Hey, Andrew. Dude, you're right. Talent's talent, scum is scum. Dude, Rico, hey, man, can you imagine the leverage that he has right now? Hey, Michael, I don't know. He's got leverage in that building now. If I were him, I'd let them come to me now. They eventually are going to have to go to him. He ain't playing. And then you got to decide whether or not you want to void the contract. And then you want to put up with all that shit. Just saying. All right. Let me move on to this now. Let me ask you something here about Jalen Hurts and the offense. Let me write this down. If Jalen Hurts this year in the offense for the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen went 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, and the team was 8-9. Offense clearly got better. The offense clearly got better. Okay? Clearly got better. Okay? clearly got better. How would you take the 2022 season? I want you to hit on that, and I want you to think about that for a second. How would you feel if Jalen threw for 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, and the team finished 8-9? I want to reset that on the other side, but I'm going to make a point to you here about personal growth and a team's growth. We're going to do that. Please hit the like button. Don't forget Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free, my friends. Choosing an attorney is one of the most important things that you could possibly do when it comes to compensation for you and your family. That's what they do for the last 30 years. Morgan & Morgan has been doing exactly that service. $13.5 billion worth of settlements. For the people, it's not a slogan. It is completely who they are. I've known John for over 25 years, and that's what this firm is all about. Over 800 attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, across the country, ready to do battle for you. They will not be intimidated, and size matters. They're the biggest firm in the country battling for you. No one is bigger than Morgan & Morgan. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. Look, the call's free, the consultation's free. 800-512-1600. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Go for the polls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake them out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back, National Football Show. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for coming aboard. I so appreciate it. All right. How about that story going on with the Titans and Treylon Burks? Asthma? Give me a break, kid. He's battling asthma. Since when? Didn't you know that when he was at Arkansas? This is some made-up bullshit. Struggling with asthma. Really. He played at Arkansas. We're not talking about, really the greatest environment and climate there. It's hot, it's sticky, and there's a lot of humidity there where he played his college ball. Wow, it's excuses coming out of the organization. He's struggling with asthma. Oh, okay. Where did that parachute in from? There's an organization going like this. We just let A.J. Brown go to the Eagles. And we got this guy, and he's struggling with asthma now. Oh, really? Did you guys not know that when you were evaluating him before you drafted him, that he couldn't get through a practice? You talk about Jordan Davis being out of shape. How would you like to have that kid who can't even get through helmets and shorts? It's a bullshit story. I mean, so you go from A.J. Brown, this guy looks like he's Zeus, and all of a sudden you go to this thing here, and he's got asthma. Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. There's a PR department making some shit up for a player. Doesn't want him to look bad. Totally made up. And Xander goes, my fat friend in 4th grade had asthma too. I know millions of guys that played with asthma at Miami. Get their little inhaler, ready to rock. They're ready to go. You're being pulled out of practice and getting IVs. He's a bum. And he hasn't even played it down yet. He's a bum. You talk about Jordan Davis showing up to camp out of shape. This kid showed up and he thought he was going to – this guy thought he was showing up to the county fair or something. You see him walking around like this? He's doing the knockout punch walk, He's going like that. I'm going like, holy cow. Oh, my God. Man, what a bum. I showed up. Hey, man, do you think you could take me in? It's a little hot for me. Holy shit, kid. Well, you better get used to it. July's next month, and it's going to be hotter. And we got 2 days coming up. Can somebody get me a chair, please? And an umbrella? Oh, Jesus Christ. Xander just threw gasoline on me. Oh, Xander just threw gasoline on me. You're not right, dog. Let me read these new. Nick, this is going to go into my topic here anyway, so hold on here, man. The latest comments from Nick Sirianni. Helmets and shorts. 30 minutes of practice. This is what he has taken out of watching Jalen Hurts. Sirianni's latest comments on Hurts. The fundamentals have improved. More comfortable in the offense. Knows where to go with the football a little bit quicker. I'm hoping to see a lot quicker. Has to keep getting better and better and better. This sounds like I'm talking about a JV quarterback. Oh, my God. This sounds like I'm talking about my third-team quarterback. Hey, my third-team quarterback is more comfortable in the offense. My third-team quarterback knows where to go with the ball a little bit quicker. My third-team quarterback has to keep getting better and better. Oh, Jesus criminy, man. Oh, my God. No wonder I get accused of being a hater, because that is some shit. Oh, my God. Helmets and shorts. Couldn't you wait until you got to training camp? Oh, that's right. They don't have training camp. They only go 2 days and 2 days, and then they call it, and everybody goes home. They go to Geno's for team bonding. Oh, my God. Hey. No, wait a minute, maniac. Come on now. Watch this. Let me do it again. Hey. I saw this kid Hurts. The ball even looks different when he's throwing it. It spins different. More comfortable in the offense. Well, another year might do that. Don't you think that's a given? Knows where to go with the ball a little better. Well, that's kind of what he said, more comfortable in the offense. Has to keep getting better and better. You know, watch this. When I hear a guy talking and you hear a coach talking about a player, guy goes, this guy looks spectacular. This guy's unbelievable. We're never going to be anywhere if we don't have this guy on our team. Sills seems like he's going to be next. Oh, Zach, how dare you? Sills, if you were the coach, what would you say? I'd say nothing. I would not overpromise so that I underdelivered. Maniac, that's what I would do. Don't say anything. Let his play speak for itself. Let his play speak. Whatever happened to that? Actions speak louder than words. These are a lot of words coming out of minicamp. Hey, has he talked about anybody else other than Jalen? Nick Sirianni? Getting better. He's getting better and better. Oh, yeah. No, wait a minute. I got an idea. Okay, watch this. Okay, this is what I would do if I was Nick Sirianni. In front of the media. See? You got to pour the water on the seeds. Here. Water on the seeds. About 3 months, it grows. You got to take care of it. You got to make sure that you know when you got the seeds sprouting. Got to be gentle with it. I don't know. What do I know, man? Oh, it was disgusting. That's an indictment on the coach. His need to be liked by the players, and players take on the personality of their coach. Drink pickle juice. Then you pick the buds off. What are you saying there, kid? Holy cow. Let me read that again. Oh, I got a topic here. It kind of plays into it, but latest Sirianni comments on Jalen Hurts. The fundamentals have improved. He knows where to go with the ball a little bit better. And quicker. Has to keep getting better, though. Well, I could do with the last one. I could do without the last one. Why would I need to say he needs to get better if he has already gotten better? He contradicted himself. Am I right when I say that, Xander? He seems more comfortable in the offense, and his last statement is he's got to get better. That's a contradiction, which means he doesn't mean what he's saying. Hey, it's one thing for coach talk, okay? You can always get better. God dang it. You keep that old try and effort. Let's just get better. Oh, man. Oh. Your show effing sucks, guy. Get better. I'll do my damnedest, coach. I know how to kind of roll into the next topics, but I'll do my best. Hey, does it seem to have a decent flow? Please? Oh, all right, let me get to the topic because those comments are dumb. I got a Sirianni topic here, too. Good grief. Hey, let's keep getting better. Hey, dude, keep getting better. Oh, all right. Let me get through that. No, Zach, I've never gone in. No. Well, kind of I am on the way because I'm picking you guys to win the NFC. So, yeah. Bob says this. He should say, we're not out there long enough for me to tell how much he's improved. That's the truth. Congratulations. Bob's got the take of the day so far. They're not at practice long enough. How could you see all that in a 30-minute practice? All right, hang on. Let me throw this at you here, okay? What would it be for you and the organization? Wait, see, Xander's now saying that I'm leading the audience here. You're a genius picking them to win the NFC. You can just deflect that all you. Well, what? You're not supposed to divulge my inner workings there. Okay? You're not supposed to be doing that, Dumbo. We're not supposed to be going there with that. Big Sills, we sweat like a Russian. Hey, okay, hang on. Let me go here to the topic here now. What if what if Jalen throws for 4,200 yards and 30 touchdowns and the team goes 8-9? Will you consider that a success? Will the Eagles consider that a success? Would that be a success? Okay? Yeah, Xander goes Gannon would get fired. Don't know if I'd have a problem with that. Okay? I don't know if I'd have a problem with that. Maybe that's kind of where we're going here. Also, too, talking about Nick Sirianni. Hey, all I'm saying to you is that not improvement we're looking for? Wait a second. Hey, guys, you may not get both. You may not get a 12-win or an 11-win season and Jalen improving all that much. But if the offense improves, guys rushing the ball a little bit less, 500 yards rushing, throws for 4,200 yards, becomes the second quarterback in franchise history to throw for 4,000 yards and puts up 30 TDs. Isn't that what the front office is looking at? Do you personally believe in your heart that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman think they have a Super Bowl team this year? They might. But they know there's still components that they have to look at. The Buffalo Bills have said it very clear about Josh Allen this year. This is not a do-or-die year whether or not they win the Super Bowl. This is going to be a process for us to win a Super Bowl. Isn't that what this is? This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I get that each year is a one-year chapter in Jalen Hurts' career with the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Sirianni's and Howie Roseman's for that matter. But isn't this about getting that kid better? What's more important this year? Winning 10 games, getting bounced in the opening round of the playoffs, or a quarterback? That's the topic. What's the most important thing for this year's team? Winning 10 games 11 games, getting dumped in the playoffs, or having Jalen Hurts have leaps and bounds, Josh Allen type improvement in his second year starting? What's the most important thing to you? Okay? It's a sprint for the Eagles? Yeah, that's why they fell apart after 17. They sprinted to the title, didn't know what they had, and then they didn't know how to keep it together. Think about that for a minute. I got a sense of that 2017 team now. Having talked to Merrill Reese yesterday, and you guys at the beginning of the year didn't know what you had. You saw a story play itself out. You gave up after Wentz ended up getting injured. Foles carried it across the finish line, and they didn't know how to keep it together. That's the story of the 2017 Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Right there in a nutshell. They didn't know how to keep it together. And you didn't believe yet you had a team that could win it. Not at least at the beginning of the year. Nobody thought that. And when Wentz went down after they were 11-2. Having longer practice is most important. They're not doing that, though. Hurts will be a big leap forward. What I'm saying, though, is 4,200 yards would be a massive leap. You would increase your passing offense 1,100 yards. Okay? Wentz didn't know how to keep it together. Neither did Howie. Nobody did. Team was 4-11 3 years later. 4-11-1 3 years later, and you bounced your quarterback and your coach, who won the thing for you. You didn't know how to keep it together. That's a fact. And you still haven't picked a quarterback right in the last 10 years. It's not wrong. So, like I'm saying here, improvement at Jalen actually may be more important this year than 10 wins. Because you know why? The 2023 draft all hinges on Jalen. Whether or not the Eagles win 11 games and get dumped in the opening round of the playoffs does not determine anything on the success of the team. There's only one successful team at the end of the year. They win the last game of the year. That's it. The rest of them are all rebuilding to try to catch that team like the Rams. So whether or not they win 11 games, what does it matter? They won 9 games and were a playoff team, couldn't beat a regular season team with a winning record, got destroyed in a playoff game, and we're supposed to look at that and go, hey, you know, it's almost like lowering your expectations to accept something being average. 9-8 is average. Who roots for common? Who roots for 500? So the priority, in my opinion, this year is not just to play well, but it's also to make sure that this quarterback has the greatest season that he possibly can. I don't know what that looks like. I'm like everybody else in the bus. I don't know. Do I think he has the capability to go 4,200, 30 touchdowns, and improve that much? Go from 16 touchdowns to 30? I don't know. He would have to increase 14 TD passes and 1,100 passing yards for this to happen. It's quite a leap. Now, there's quite a bit more talent there too. Why can't Jalen do both? Because you're going to take a step back and being the top rushing attack team in the NFL this year. And my point is, how many times do we see a team that's trying to improve on one side of the ball, they take a step back in the one-loss column? You might want to think about something here. You might want to take a step backwards so that you could take 5 steps forward here. This is about making sure this kid's it. Listen, unless you're in Glendale this year, all bets are off And the only thing we care, look at even how Howie has set the team up here. 2 first-rounders in 2023. There's 5 teams, I told you yesterday, that have 2 number 1 draft choices. They're also all going to be looking for quarterbacks. You may have to outbid these dudes. End of the day, how he plays this year is the most important thing for that front office to finally settle and put some stability at that position at quarterback, which you haven't had in 10 years. When's the last stable quarterback that you had? Hell, it's McNabb. It's not even anything I have to look up. What was McNabb's last season that he played with the Eagles as a starter? You guys know? No, Paul, I'm getting to the coaches and Sirianni here in a minute. Okay? We don't need to be the number 1 rushing. That's right, Jeremiah. You don't need to be the number. Jeremiah, if you're 3, 4, 5, but you've improved this much in the passing game, and say you drop back in a record, you're set up for the next 5 years with a passing game and a running game. The Eagles look good. They've poured the cement they need. Then you can go into the draft next year and use those first rounders at other key positions. Get yourself another edge rusher. Find yourself a corner. Okay? Find yourself a running back in a round 2. How many years did Vic play, dude? 2? I mean, really, that wasn't a lengthy time where I would go, that was stability at the position. 2 years is not stability. That's like telling me that the position now is stable in Philly. It's not. Not when you have question marks every day. Ryan says 2009-10. So you haven't had a quarterback like that was there for a boatload of years since 2009. Howie was in the building. They haven't got the quarterback position right in 15 years. Sills is trying to lower the bar for us so we could. No. I'm asking you. Okay. So wait a minute. Let me hear. East Side, let's do this. Let's do this. So you really think that Jalen Hurts is going to, and Sirianni and this ball team this year is going to improve 4,200 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, and win 13 games? Show me a team that has done that in NFL history. And then I'll look at the quarterback and I'll go, and don't throw Brady. You're not going to compare Jalen Hurts to Tom Brady, are you? What quarterback have you seen in his second year starting increased Kurt Warner? Kurt Warner is a prolific passer. And Warner did it in his first year starting. Kurt Warner, I might want to stay away from him. Warner and Brady. Sills, it's the quality yards that count. Third down. That's right, Bob. Dude, if you're constantly in third and short, Bob, and your football team is third and short, you're going to win a ton of games. A ton of games. You're constantly, think about where the Eagles were last year as a football team when they were playing against the winning teams versus playing against the crap teams. Playing against the crap teams, they were third and short almost all the time. When they were in those games against those good teams, third and long almost the entire day. What was the result? The good teams know to keep quarterbacks like Jalen in third and long. That's what we're talking about. First and second down are two of the most important things you could possibly have on your team if you're looking to move sticks. Unless you have a quarterback that could throw you out of problems, like Aaron Rodgers. Guys like that. You get down 17, Patrick Mahomes, No lead safe with that guy. You could be up 21 points. He still can run you down. That team at Philly can't do that. Not yet. And I don't believe ever with that quarterback. Wealthy says, the thing I've noticed about this team is the attitude. I do too. Wealthy mind. The attitude of the football team is spectacular, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, guys like AJ talking smack, and also, too, throwing his arm around Devontae Smith is spectacular. I love it. This kid's a number one. This kid's the sky's the limit. I brought that up yesterday. There's an atmosphere and an environment in Philadelphia with those players that they enjoy being around each other. That just, it helps winning so much when you enjoy going and doing bonding time with one another and you enjoy being around your teammates. It matters. Nobody likes to go to work with people that are shitty. No doubt they've built something good. There's great leaders. A.J. Brown, I am in love with this kid. I don't know what the Titans are thinking and Mike Vrabel's thinking. You let a guy like that roll out of the building at 25 years of age. And the impact that he has already had on the Eagles has been enormous. Just in his presence alone. His play when he gets the ball after he catches it, his yak yardage. This guy's a machine. And he looks like a tight end running around. I'll tell you this. I don't know if Deebo Samuel's what his size is compared to A.J. Brown, but it can't be that much bigger than that dude. DK Metcalf and that guy, I would not want to be a safety or a corner seeing that dude running in open space. That guy can move, man. So, Philly Talk Podcast, Hurts has got to show he's trending up while winning. Boy, that's a tough pick there, though, podcast. He's got to continue to improve, okay? And the team has to win. There's a reason he was drafted in the second round. Big Dan, best verbiage on the... Oh, get the hell out of here. You sound like Xander now. You guys sound like Xander. Oh, yeah, no, Nick Sirianni's next on my radar here. Dude, A.J. Brown, too. Hey, I'll do this one here right now for a second. How about this one on A.J. Brown? Yeah, he don't pat me on the head like other people do. A good job, Dan. I hate that. I do, actually. Can you tell me what was a better trade this offseason? Hey. Just threw me off with the name Joe Bell. Relax. Hey. Can't be Deshaun Watson. I don't know how that trade looks right now. Is A.J. Brown the best trade in the offseason? Devontae Adams to the Raiders? Maybe? Devontae Adams? Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins? Or A.J. Brown to the Eagles? You want to hear this? I don't want Tyreek Hill on my team. I'll take Devontae or AJ over him any day. Any day. You better have a signal caller in the house if you got Tyreek Hill on your team. Let's see Tyreek Hill's numbers with Tua versus with Patrick Mahomes. You think there'll be a little tick down? We'll see. I think A.J. Brown could be the best steal especially with what I'm seeing. I love this guy. All right. I've got my top 16 NFC teams. I got them on paper here, and I want to let them out, and I'm going to let you know where your team sits here. And I thought about it. I kind of did a list, but I did all 32 teams. Now I'm going to do NFC teams. And I will show you where your team is, how far they have come from a year ago. We will hit on that. Do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Jason Cole, this Deshaun Watson story is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Will the Cleveland Browns void the $230 million guaranteed contract because of all these new revelations that we're now seeing from the New York Times? 66 now are being reported. I mean, I can't think he plays this year. And once again, the Eagles avoided disaster by not going after him. Pretty incredible, man. Okay, the Browns are in a pickle here. Hit the like button. Hour 2. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Welcome back. Hour 2, National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. Please hit the like button. Let's hear it, Uncle Sills. Really? Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, by the way, I got a manager for you in Philadelphia, Joe Madden. One of the best people I've ever been around in my entire life. I covered that Rays team when they were the shitty Tampa Bay Rays. No, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. It was terrible. It was terrible. They bring this wine drinker in and this theme-oriented type of coach manager, and I just loved being around Joe Madden. I asked him, how are you so successful? I get they get swept by the Phillies, and I can't believe Joe Madden got fired, but hey, that's more of an organizational issue. How do you have Shohei Ohtani on that team? Even Mike Scioscia knew it. They're not going to win because they can't develop pitching. Okay? And I asked Joe Madden, I go, Joe, how do you become so successful with just guys like the Rays teams that he had down there? And God, he was so good. Andrew Silverman and all them guys. But they were all friends of mine. It was just great, a great relationship. General manager of the Dodgers was there in Tampa, and we were all friends. And I go to Joe Madden, and I think this applies to pretty much every locker room in sports. I go like this to him. I go, how are you so successful? And he goes like this. He says, well, the number one thing that I have to do is I have to become personally involved in their lives. I have to personally sit and talk with each and every single guy to know what makes that guy work, what makes that guy not work, what makes him tick, what doesn't make him tick, what ticks him off. And I said to him, I go, why is that so important? He goes, because when you come at a player, or any person for that matter, and you come at them, they're going to first take that as destructive conversation, unless you have a personal relationship with everybody in your locker room. And if you have a personal relationship with everyone in your locker room, it's coming from a place of being constructive, not destructive. And I always took that as why Joe Madden has been always able to connect with people. And every stop, I don't know what happened with the Angels. That's been a train wreck. Even Sosa's last few years there under Artie Moreno has been a train wreck with the Angels. Again, the Angels are the West Coast version of the Phillies. No pitching. And Stark, that's how Joe Madden would get Cliff Floyd or get Evan Longoria or get any of these guys, David Price, to succeed because he had these personal relationships with everybody. So when he came at a guy and went like this, you're dogging it. The player didn't take it like this. The guy's a jackass, man. What a shit thing to say. Man, I got to pick it up. But it takes more time to do that. Certain coaches and managers have that innate ability to be able to do that, and it's important. Relationships, especially in today's environment. Hey, no longer are we in the environment where you can grab a guy, rattle his cage, hit a guy in the batting helmet, talk shit to him. You can't do that anymore. Players don't respond like that. You've got to have more of a relationship with these guys because these guys can tell you nowadays, especially in baseball and basketball, to go F yourself. They got guaranteed money. NFL's now turning into that. Hey, F you. I don't give a shit. Carmelo Anthony was getting heat in New York from Phil Jackson. He told Phil to sit down and shut up. Guy won 11 championships. Hey, Phil, sit down and shut up. He had guaranteed money, over $200 million. Why should he listen? Right? I just love. I'm not dying it, man. I like the beard like that, dog. Not dying anything, you guys. Okay. All right, let's move on here. By the way, please hit the like button. I've got my top 16 NFC teams. I'm going to get to that here in a minute. Hey, by the way, I saw that CBS Sports put up a poll. You know how much I like polls. I think that's cool to say. They put the top defensive guys in the history of the league, and they put Aaron Donald in the conversation. Where do you think Aaron Donald fits when it comes to the greatest defensive players in NFL history? Where do you think Aaron Donald fits? I put him in my top 10, and I'll give it to you. My 10th best player. And again, I think Donald belongs in this. I think he belongs on this list. I got Ronnie Lott at number 10. Ronnie Lott, if it wasn't for the era of Lawrence Taylor, would have been the greatest defender during that time in NFL history. I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think they came out together as rookies. Lawrence Taylor won the Rookie of the Year, and I think he was the Defensive Player of the Year his rookie season. Okay? Big Sales canceled for mentioning polls. Hey. Number 9, Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson was so gifted you could play him at corner, free or strong safety, and he was an Olympic hurdler. Unbelievable. Hey, Rico, Ronnie Lott was a tremendous ball player, and he's a friend, and he follows me on Twitter. So, hey, by the way, if you guys don't, please do at Dan Sileo Show. Number 8, I got Dick Butkus. I put Butkus on this list. Butkus was a revolutionary middle linebacker and truly one of the greatest players of all time. I got Deacon Jones, number 7. One of the greatest pass rushers of all time, played on the fearsome foursome. Number 6, I got Deion Sanders. Sanders, best cover corner for a decade. You didn't throw to his side of the field. And talk about punt returner. Guy was electric. I played against Deion, both the pros and in college. I got Aaron Donald, number 5. He is, without a doubt, for a 6'1" guy, one of the truly greatest pass rushers I've ever seen from the defensive tackle position. Number 4, I got Bruce Smith, all-time sack leader. Again, one of the greatest defensive ends in the history of the league. Came out of Virginia Tech, and you talk about a spectacular player. He was it. Here's your top 3 players defensively in the history of the NFL. I put Aaron Donald 5th. I got Ray Lewis, number 3. The accolades speak for themselves. Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. Super Bowl Most Valuable Player. 10-plus years as a Pro Bowler. All-Pro. Is there anybody that's been more decorated from the linebacker position, especially the middle linebacker position, than Ray Lewis? Super Bowl. Okay. And by the way, I just had the honor of voting him into the College Football Hall of Fame. Pretty sure he'll make it this time. I don't know why he wasn't last year, but Ray Lewis was also a great first-team All-American at the University of Miami. Number 2. Now, guys, go with me here. You could flip a coin here. I got Reggie, number 2. Reggie White is the only man to play in 124 NFL games. 121 NFL games and have 124 sacks. He registered a sack a game for every game he played in. That's incredible. Every game that he played in, White had a sack and was disruptive. He is such an amazing football player. I mean, you guys watched the greatest of Reggie White when he was in Philly. By the way, I don't have a problem putting Reggie 1. Okay? I don't have a problem putting Reggie 1 out also. And personally, I do think it's a coin flip between LT and Reggie. I get LT 1. You want to know what I'm going to say about Lawrence Taylor? Watch this. I can't express it. I don't know what to say. Here, when you explain Lawrence Taylor, this is how I would do it. I don't have any words. Reggie White in his prime. Another guy. It's these two dudes and then everyone else. And that includes Ray and Butkus and Deion. It's Reggie and LT. They did things no one has ever done. So when people compare Aaron Donald to Reggie, I hope everyone laughs. I thought about Ed Reed too, fitness. I did. I thought about Ed too, man. Okay? I did. These are defensive players, Chris. Defensive players. The top defensive players of all time. Defense. No one was better than Reggie. Gregory, God. That hump that he did with those O-linemen, and he threw those freaking guys on their head, were amazing. Yeah, Chris, unless Jerry Rice plays cornerback, he ain't on this defensive list. All right. As anticipated, the top 16 teams in the NFC, we are a month out from training camp. 90-man roster is set. Here we go. 16. The worst team in the NFC are the Seattle Seahawks. Quarterback is a train wreck. They have one phenomenal player on that team in DK Metcalf. The Seahawks. How about the way that Pete Carroll's ending his time there in Seattle? Not very good. Number 15, the Chicago Bears. It's been a train wreck organization. General manager's been changed out. Head coach has been changed out. Matt Nagy. And the quarterback is a train wreck. They haven't got the quarterback position right in 50 years. I mean, really, think of that. Hey, I bitch about the Eagles not getting their quarterback situation fixed in 15 years. These guys haven't had it fixed in 50 years. Seal's going to say the Eagles number one so we can bash him after. How dare you, Zach? Zach, how dare you? Now you're sounding like Xander. You think I'm going to make the Eagles number one so I can bash him like, oh my God. Ye of little faith. Number 14, the New York Pathetic Giants are 14. Number 13, the Atlanta Falcons, the greatness of Marcus Mariota in there, and $38 million of Matt Ryan dead money. Should make for a good year. Number 12, the Eagles' opening opponent, the Detroit Lions. That's going to be an interesting game. With the kneecap eater as coach, then you got Minnesota on the other side. I want to see that. I want that to be a cute couple games there. Man, who else did that? Yeah, what do you got after that? Oh, and then you got Carson Wentz at FedEx. Oh, yes, okay. 11, Carolina Panthers. Here's the top 10 teams now in the NFC. The Washington Commanders, directed by Rear Admiral Carson Wentz, fighting for his NFL life. Isn't it funny? Every quarterback in the NFC East outside of Dak Prescott's fighting for their gig. Every quarterback in the division is fighting for their life. And everybody in the AFC West is fighting for a Super Bowl. Hey, look at the dynamic. AFC West, they're battling for Super Bowls. NFC East, they're battling for their respectability and their jobs. I've hiked this team up a bit because I think they may be a surprise team. I got the New Orleans Saints, number 9. Number 8, maybe the most interesting team this year in the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. I got number 8. Number 7, until you tell me who your quarterback is, I'm not so sure about the 49ers. I got them 7. Here we go, baby. Number 6. Big Sil's best teams in the NFC. You ready? Number 6. The Dallas Cowboys. Number 5. The Arizona Cardinals. Number 4. Best teams in the NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles. Number 3. The Green Bay Packers. Number 2. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. By the way, I was just invited to a great gig on August 7th. Hey, maybe the Bucs are watching the show too. Hey, Xander, I haven't been invited to a Buck event in like a decade. Buck sent me an email. I posted it on my Twitter. I was so stunned I posted it. Hey, Dan. Yeah? Yeah? How'd you like to come down for alumni get-together? I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, hey, Dan. Yeah. Usually they're bitching at me for saying something. I get to meet Tom Brady. At number 1, I got the LA Rams. So, Seahawks 16, Bears 15, Giants 14, Atlanta Falcons 13, Lions 12, Carolina 11, the Washington Commies 10, the New Orleans Saints 9, Vikings 8, 49ers 7, Cowboys 6, Arizona 5, Eagles 4, Green Bay 3, the Bucs 2, and the Rams 1. You all right with me putting the Eagles number 4? Davey Boy says, I think the Rams take a step back. I could see the Bucs being number 1. If Trey Lance starts, the 49ers will be down. I agree with that. But Davey, this is kind of what I was talking about. Davey brings a great point up. Davey, look at what Davey said. If the 49ers start Trey Lance, no. The other, if they start Trey Lance, they will be down there with the Giants. Think of what he's saying. I don't think they'll be down there with the Giants. They're too good a football team. But you know what he's saying? So if the 49ers move off of Garoppolo but take a step backwards, knowing that they're going to take 3 steps forward in the next couple years, isn't that a win for John Lynch and the 49ers? This is exactly what I said about Jalen in the last hour. If the team goes 8-9, but Jalen Hurts throws for 4,200 yards and 30 touchdowns, okay? See, I'm gonna look at it like this. Let's just hypothetically, we look at it like this, and there's disasters on the defensive side of the football. We don't know what's going to happen. But something turns the team into an 8-9 team. But Jalen has this 8-9 season, but he's 4,230 touchdowns, and you look at him in a completely different light. Some would say, well, it's garbage yardage, this and that. You know when you see a good player. Okay? There's no question. I went like this with Dak Prescott. Man, Dak gets a lot of those yards in shit moments. I mean, he's either down and he's throwing for 400 yards. I mean, right? There's a lot of empty calories in those numbers that he has on his ledger. But to Davey Boy's point, Davey Boy, the 49ers may be willing to take that step backwards if they know Trey Lance could be a starting quarterback for the next decade. Right? Wouldn't you take a step backwards? See, what's happening here is everybody doesn't want to take a step backwards because they're too afraid of what that backward step looks like. Hey, the Bills took a step backwards. And Josh Allen's second year, you guys bring that up all the time to me. How would you like to have Josh Allen on your team today? Right? They took a step backwards. Hey, sometimes not everybody's going to have an easy transition like Montana to Young or Favre to Aaron Rodgers. You don't get that a lot. You don't see that progression. There's certain teams like the Dolphins that have been looking for a quarterback since Dan Marino. Why would we be better with those stats? Your quarterback is the most important thing, Coach, hey, Coach, so you think winning 10 games and getting destroyed in the opening round of a playoff is progress? Or do you think if your quarterback shows massive improvement, what's going to be more important to you, a 10-win season or a quarterback that throws for 4,200 to 4,500 yards? What would you take knowing that your quarterback took vital steps forward, but maybe your team didn't? Hey, you ain't going to run the ball. If you run the ball the way you did last year against opponents, you'll be the same football team that you were a year ago. Here's the key on beating the Eagles. By the way, do you know what the defensive teams and offensive teams are going to do to the Philadelphia Eagles this year? How do you think they're going to defend that? I'm going to go like this. Stop the run. They can't beat us. They can't beat us. I don't care if you put Jerry Rice out there. He can't find him. You know, it's one thing for us to sit here and have conversations of whether or not you think he's going to improve. Right now, defensive coordinators in the NFL are doing this. Well, he's going to have to show me that. And so they're going to set the edges against the Eagles, not allow him to get out in the perimeter, keep him in the pocket. They're going to do everything they can to stop the run, and they're going to turn them into a one-dimensional team. Or, you know what's going to happen? The Eagles are going to have to revert back to what they did a year ago when they were 2-5, run the ball, one-dimensional. You get a lead on the Eagles, it's over. But you'd rather have a 10-win team. I don't think you can have both. I don't think you can win 13 games and the guy throw for 4,500 yards. I mean, it would be the greatest improvement we've ever seen in the history of football. Why would I have to blitz him, Coach? Why would I have to blitz Jalen? He can't find wideouts. That's what the coordinators are saying. Am I wrong? Okay, am I wrong? Right? I guess the question would be, why does the quarterback take a massive leap, but the defense shit the bed? Well, you're assuming that the quarterback takes a massive leap. I'm saying that's what they're hoping for this year. It's more important, in my opinion, to see Jalen Hurts improve than the one-loss record improve. Do you really want to go back into the offseason figuring out whether or not you have a quarterback? Don't you want this thing resolved now? You've been going on 15 years with this. God, it's got to end. And get this. You know what's crazy about this whole conversation? The Eagles won a Super Bowl with a substitute teacher. And we're talking about whether or not Jalen's the guy. Who, at the end of the day, maybe who really cares if he's the guy? as long as he's a functional guy. Maybe that's what the Eagles are looking at with Jalen. I'm just speaking out loud here. You won with a substitute teacher. Right? At the end of the day, front office might be just doing this. Hey, man. Who cares? And maybe you know what has to be great about that Super Bowl win 2-17? Wentz was still on a rookie contract, and you had Foles back on a free agent contract. You were probably paying nothing for that position, too, when you won it. I mean, right? Wentz wasn't making big money then. He wasn't. You probably were paying a total of $7 million for two guys to win a Super Bowl. Now we're talking $45 to $50 million price tags for some of these guys. Ryan says, Sills, no way we go 8-9 with our defense. Harry is pumping gas in Jersey. Harry who? Foles isn't a substitute teacher. He's a guest pastor. Okay. No, it was an escalator, Chris. He wasn't on that contract yet. He just started getting paid on that contract a couple of years ago. No, there was an escalator. It was added to the contract that he had. And then they gave him an extension on the current rookie contract that he had. That's how that worked out. Who? Hey, you got to remember something. Nuts in my business, okay? You always do this, man. Who? That's what they'll say about me one day. Who? Foles is the pizza guy with the extra sausage pizza. Harry Houdini. He died by getting punched in the stomach, too. Did you know that? He wasn't expecting it. He got punched in the gut, and it killed him. He tried to do one of his steals, and it didn't work. It's no good. Yeah, so I got the Eagles 4th. Oh, boy. All right, so we're working on Jason Cole here, man. Hopefully we're able to get him up here and running here at 4:30 Eastern. Jason's a little bit late. Hopefully we're able to get him on here. So I want to get what he thinks is going to happen in Cleveland here. And I started the program out, guys, by saying this. If I were the Browns, would I seriously think about voiding the contract? 66 names are now being reported by the New York Times. Okay? This is in a 17-month deal. I don't know if this guy plays ever again. I do not believe he's going to play this year, so we're going to try to catch up in this hour here with Jason and get his comments here. Because I don't – if you're Baker Mayfield, you just sit back and you allow this thing just to transpire and keep working its way out because, dude, you got 66 names now, according to the New York Times, that is out there. And I know none of these are criminal, but when you have a court of public opinion, the way things are set up today with cancel culture, Me Too, it just can't be a good look for the league right now. And supposedly this 24th person that came forward that's being represented by Tony Busby, they're now saying this. They're now saying that, you know, he may have lied to league investigators. He may have lied to Park Avenue. And more importantly, he may have lied to the Cleveland Browns and their investigative team. Because remember what they did with Andrew Berry and with Deshawn. They went public. They were sitting there. They were answering questions with the Cleveland media as forthright as they thought. And for them not to get, the full truth, because what you want to do, and what did they do the next day? They turned around and gave him $230 million in guarantees. So this is going to be interesting to see. All right, I'm going to take a time out here. Please hit the like button here. We're going to try to effort our friend Jason Cole. I want to get his spin on this. This is going to be one of the biggest stories. And by the way, I said this before to you, okay? The Eagles and maybe the Falcons and Panthers and Dolphins all avoided a nightmare, okay? You keep it here on the National Football Show.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Welcome back. National Football Show. Do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for stepping in with us. I appreciate it. Boy, I'll tell you, man, you have a mess in Cleveland. The league has a mess. It's funny right now. There's no question about it. When you're looking at all the stuff that's going on around the NFL, okay, you're talking about a lot of lawyering up. Especially what's going on with the Washington Commanders. I mean, is Daniel Snyder going to lose the team? Unhealthy work environments. Now you have the story with John Gruden. Case is going to trial. And now you have this Deshaun Watson deal here. You know, Jerry Jones is right in many aspects that, publicity, any publicity is good. But I can't think this is. And I'm going to say this to you here too. before I bring Jason Cole on here, our NFL insider, Hall of Fame voter too, by the way, it's not so much that you have 66 accusations now that are a sexual nature being reported by the New York Times, and that there's no criminal. This is civil. However, in the court of public opinion, you got 66 cases of misconduct here. You may have an NFL team that was complicit in this too, in the Texans, knowing it, using a hotel that they gave him and let him use. You got some. Do the Browns, do they now look to void the contract? What's this mean for Baker? What about the draft choices? That the Texans? Okay? How does this all work? This is some mess here, man. Let's get to our friend Jason Cole. And we bring Jason in with us here and get his thoughts here on, again, what could be an absolute nightmare here for the National Football League. Hey, Jace, I mean, this is a mess here for the NFL, isn't it?
It's not pretty. It's not good. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're the NFL, if you're the Cleveland Browns, I think that the Cleveland Browns are the ones who look by far the most pathetic in this, because they claimed that they had done a thorough background check investigation, right? So they look terrible. They look like dunces. On top of the fact that they have a history of looking like dunces, from the accusations that they intentionally, lost games by Hugh Jackson, the performance that they had under Hugh Jackson, right? Freddie Kitchens, that whole mess looked awful. And then, this is the Flying J pilot, the pilot Flying J family. That whole scandal too. Like, everything that they touch turns to crap right now. And Deshaun Watson is the latest thing they're touching, and he in turn is touching them and making them look awful. This is a quagmire right now.
Do you think he plays this year?
No.
Do you think he ever plays?
We're starting to get into the area where you're asking that question.
Can you?
Now, I think the answer is yes, because there's nothing criminal here. Okay, and he's not the first.
But
guy
there was nothing criminal in the Kaepernick case.
Well, there isn't a case in Kaepernick.
Well, that's the point. It's public perception.
Case. He just got blackballed.
Okay. I'm talking about how the NFL, if they don't like something, Jason, whether it's legal or not, and it's bad for the shield, the truth sometimes doesn't matter to them if it injures the perception of how people see that. I know they're two different things. However, in a way, they're not. I want that to go away, and I may want Deshaun to go away. That's how those guys.
I think it's a little harder for Deshaun to go away because he's even more talented than Colin. And Colin's talented enough to play in this league. We all know that, right? I'm not saying he's a star, but he's talented enough to play in the league, right? Deshaun is a certifiable star. Like, he has that kind of ability. So things are changed. Things change when you're a star. The question is the audience want to watch Deshaun Watson play, especially when they have to answer the question? When little Johnny is sitting next to you watching the game, whether you're sitting in the stands or whether you're sitting at home, when little Johnny goes, why didn't he play last year? Why was he suspended? And your parents can't really answer that question very well without being completely embarrassed and humiliated. Then you start to have some problems. And yes, there are other players who have been down this road, right? Okay, whether that's Ray Rice or whether it's Ben Roethlisberger or Greg Hardy, and talent determines a lot whether you get another chance to play, because there are very few human beings who can do this. But at a certain point, if you're so reprehensible and disgusting that people don't want you on the field. Like, how many dads want to explain to their 8-year-old son what a happy ending is?
God, and Rusty Hardin should know better to go out.
Oh, that was such a.
You're trying to make this go away,
up.
Jason. You're not trying to put fuel on it, and that put fuel on a case you didn't need when you knew all of a sudden now the New York Times is now reporting 66 number, and you're like, my God Almighty, there's just not a lot of smart thinking going on here.
There hasn't been smart thinking from the beginning.
That's right.
Like from the very beginning, like
his own.
It starts with Deshawn.
Yeah.
Like thinking that this is okay. Like, who told you that this was okay? Who informed you? Or who think that this would ever be normalized, right? Why didn't somebody step in and say, dude, this is no good? Whether that's
like
your
the
mom,
Texans.
Well,
it's being reported that the Texans knew.
I get it. I get it. And we don't know exactly what they knew yet. Maybe he asked for what is an NDA supposed to look like, and they provided one. And they said, okay, you need a hotel space on a regular basis. Like he's not the first player to have an amorous life. Okay. The question always is, are the other people who are involved in your life agreeing to this, number one? And at the end of the day, are you involved with people that you want to be involved with, right? Like, are you dealing with people who you want to have in your life? That's the really critical question. And he involved way too many people in his life.
And I would even make this point and even say this. I mean, like you said, Jace, there's been more guys. I think we're frozen here a little bit here, Xander. But, man, you can even go back to Ray. You could go back, Jason, even to Ray Lewis and all the stuff. Like you were mentioning, Ray Lewis was involved in a murder case and got a chance to play again. So this is going to be something here where potentially, like you said, Watson plays again.
I think so. But it's just,
you're not selling it.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this goes. I don't know. This is one where, and this is why I always sort of appreciated Paul Tagliabue's approach, is like he let things play out a little bit before he made a decision. And this is a good thing that the NFL let it play out before they've made a decision on what they want to do. Okay, I see the value there. But there's going to have to be a decision made here fairly soon about what happens in the upcoming season. And leaving him on indefinite leave or whatever you want to call it, paid suspension or whatever, is a necessary thing. And that Instagram or whatever he sent out yesterday on social media, once again, like, why are you talking at all?
Oh,
it reminded me so much of Reggie Bush in the aftermath of the investigation into him, going, oh, when the smoke clears, you'll all see. When the smoke cleared, Reggie, we knew more that you'd done more bad things in terms of taking money. And that was just taking money. Okay, that was a really innocent thing. Okay, this is wholly objectionable. I mean, it's so bad.
It's so creepy too here, man. I mean, it's just, I don't care if you're not going to see anything when it comes to criminal actions against him when it comes to jail time, but would you want that guy in your business? And that leads me to this question. Do you think the Browns
look, Dan, you went to UM. There are a lot of guys,
but you know what?
Who...
Okay, we were salty, but we weren't creepy. Like, this is creepy, Jace. This is creepy. 66 chicks you think you need. I mean, what were you calling, like a whorehouse or something here? What are we doing? This is not massages. You're the face of our franchise. You've got to conduct yourself a little better. I totally
agree. It is. Yes, it is into creeper, serial,
abusive.
Right. Like, again, I've been around plenty of guys who, they juggle 2, 3, 4 women, right? You've been around guys like that.
Of course.
Who juggle.
I'm not smart enough to do that. Been with my old lady 33 years, so that just tells you where I am. I'm not smart enough to do that.
I know a lot about your old lady, so she,
But she's out of the house. It's the only reason I can say that.
Yeah, well, she'd have.
Oh yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, the point is, plenty of guys in the league who done this juggling act among women, right? Which is stupid, and it usually they end up, it always ends badly for the guy, right? But then there's this is a total, this is so far removed from even that. Yeah, it is into creepy stuff. It is definitely beyond that.
Let me throw this at you now. Do you think the Browns are at least looking at potentially voiding this contract, this $230 million guaranteed contract?
They better be ready. I'm not saying that they're going to. I said they better be ready. Because it's going to be a fight. That language is not very specific. If you read that, it doesn't lay out, if this happens, then this.
No, here's the language, Jace. In those contracts, it says conduct detrimental to the team or league. And that is so vague. It could be anything for giving the league, because it you say in my contracts here, conduct detrimental, the commissioner's office and the club have the right to void contracts. Now you go into contract court, you battle it out for the settlement, this and that. But dude, they have it explicitly in those contracts, conduct detrimental, and they leave it vague for what you just said.
Right. Now, I think that overwhelmingly the Browns would win in that case. But they're going to go to court. I mean, he's going to have lawyers fighting for that $200 million. He's going to, if they have to void it, but it all comes back to this. If you're the Browns, you didn't do your homework. You didn't. And you made it even worse because you said that you did. And if I was in court, I would use that against them. If I was Watson's attorney and say, hey, look, you said you did your diligence and you did a thorough examination. You should have known. I think you know about this, right?
Yeah.
Because this sounds like you entrapped me into this contract to keep me off the market, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's all kind of BS. But the bottom line is, you're so far down a rabbit hole of something that has nothing to do with the most important thing that you have to do as a football team, which is to win games and to provide a product that your fans want to see. And this is just, again, it's out of control.
Do you think they go back to Baker if they void that contract? And get this, if you're Baker, wait, hang on for a second, Jace. If you're Baker, what's their option going into 2022? Jacoby Brissett?
I think that they go out and they trade for Jimmy Garoppolo and they give him a ton of money. They just, Garoppolo's sitting there. They do that and they start fresh with a new guy.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Because then you don't have the hard feelings and you don't have this and you trade Baker.
You're right. Garoppolo is going to be a Brown. He's going to be
pretty good odds. I mean, his price tag isn't very high right now. And look, the 49ers can't go into this season. The players in the 49ers locker room believe in Garoppolo. All right. Because say whatever you want about Jimmy and the things that he doesn't do well and all this. He wins games. He got him to an NFC Championship game.
36-16-0 and 5-2 in the postseason is pretty impressive.
Right. But both know, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't scare you.
Oh,
and at some point in time, he's going to make a mistake that's going to cost you the game, right?
So, no, he has the oh no moments.
Oh, yeah, he's guaranteed of having one or two of those every single game. Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
That.
An OMG moment.
Right. Yeah. But despite that, the players believe in him. And I've heard from more than a few people that Trey Lance is not very accurate. So they can't have Trey Lance become the starter, not be good, and then have Jimmy Garoppolo there because all the players are going to go, well, Jimmy's got to play now because we're not winning games. They have to make a clean transition into Trey Lance. Either that or they got to stay with Garoppolo. If they bring Garoppolo back, they have to stay with Garoppolo. And so I think they trade him, and to me, that's Cleveland's answer. But they're still out. How many picks that they gave up for Deshaun Watson?
Oh, 3 first-rounders. I mean, you
It's
may have to
crazy.
give up Jace, you may have to give up Myles Garrett or one of those big giant players on your team to get that guy because, like you said,
To get who? Garoppolo?
Well, yeah,
No.
because you're going to be
No,
desperate.
he's desperate enough, but the 49ers are desperate enough that they have to get rid of him. So
True, because of the money. Hey, finally here. What do you see anything with this Walmart buying the Broncos? Is there anything? Will there be a new look in Denver on how the operation of that football team? They've been very successful, and they were under the Pat Bowlen family. Do you see it being anything other than the success it's been for the last 50 years? Okay, I think we got Jason on a frozen moment here again, so we appreciate it. It's all good. Jason, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I never thought about that. Jimmy Garoppolo going to the Browns. That's a great call by Jason. Okay? I mean, if you're able to void that contract, you call the 49ers immediately. You don't – hey – You go and you get Garoppolo. I love that idea. Kevin, I don't know that. Okay? Sydney, Big Sills was deflated when we missed Watson, but lucky missed now. I'm not the only person who was trying. 15 teams were trying to trade for him. Okay. So there were 15 general managers who were thinking like me and not like you. Okay. But now see, obviously you guys didn't listen to the beginning of the show. That was probably Jason again here, man. I want to tell him it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. So, yeah. Sills at that moment was correct. Storyline changed. It sure did, dude. Hey, there's no question that turned out to be a great move by Howie not doing it. If they void the contract, do they still own the rights? I don't know how that works on the picks. Okay? Would the league give them compensation picks because of the contract being voided? I mean, the Texans are not giving those first-round draft choices back for that. Why would they? Why would they do that? And then they're out. But then again, the Texans are involved in this case. There could be a cover-up in this. They may be fined first-round draft choices. The league may turn around and fine the Texans because if they knew what was going on, they may fine them draft choices. And so they could void those first-round picks then. Oh, Gates. It would have been a colossal train wreck. I'm going to reset that take at the top of the hour because I don't think people and everybody that's in here right now heard what I said about Howie and that Deshaun Watson deal. Because there is no question. The Eagles, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Dolphins, the Broncos were all kicking tires on Deshaun. They were all kicking those tires. And they were all trying to – and remember something. Even the guy who was covering Houston sports for the last 50 years said he'd never play in Cleveland. He came on this show and said it. He would never play in Cleveland. You can count them out. He said it right here. Well, the next week he signed with them. because there was $230 million in guarantees on the table. I'm going to reset everything here at the top because, dude, do you think he ever plays again? And the Eagles getting over, I think, is incredible. By the way, I want to hit on Nick Sirianni in hour number 3. We'll do that at the top. Please hit the like button. Hour 3. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Just read an article about your boy Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Wow. Woo-wee. I don't know. Oh, man. All right. Hit the like button. I think we got problems with the Eagles and the quarterback and A.J. Brown. What says you? Let me read you a little story here. Here, wait a minute. Let me fix my hair first, because people will be checking this out a little bit later. I know the front office will be like, best friends? All right. So, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown era is off to a rocky start in Philly. Zach Reagan. Let me read it to you. One of the biggest reasons that A.J. Brown wanted to be traded from the Tennessee Titans to the Philadelphia Eagles, along with the money, was because of his friendship with quarterback Jalen Hurts. It's a good reason. Brown and Hurts have been friends for a while. Workout buddies in the offseason, get-togethers, kumbayas. I added that. Unfortunately, for the Eagles, their friendship isn't translating into immediate chemistry. Xander was giving me these Nick Sirianni quotes. I'm going to read them to you here in a minute. This is what this reporter who's at camp watching this. The duo was struggling a bit to get on the same page during the minicamps. Tim McManus, who covers the Eagles for ESPN, noted on Tuesday that the connection between Hurts and Brown needed a lot of polishing. His connection with receiver and friend A.J. Brown needs a lot of polishing, as evidenced by a pair of downfield attempts that did not sync up and were not close. The first one, I had to break up on Darius Slay, and the second one, I told him, anything you do, just overthrow me. I'm going to clear him late, as I did, and he overthrew me. We're still working. We're still trying to get on the same page. I believe we're headed in the right direction. I'm sure the duo will get on the same page before the start of the 2000. How? You don't practice enough. But it's still surprising to hear that the connection needs more polishing, considering all the time that they spent working out together during the offseason. Tim McManus covers the Eagles for ESPN. Now, let me read you the shit that Xander said to me. Where's that stuff? Oh, what was the Nick Sirianni lines? He's getting better. He's got to improve. Yeah. Reporter who's been covering the team for over a decade is now saying, I don't see it yet. Oh, Jesus criminy. How are you going to get better when you don't practice? So you got, and you know what you're going to get by the Philadelphia media. That's an ESPN reporter. If you open up any newspaper or any website, you know what you hear? All positive shit coming out of the place. You know why? Because the Eagles control accessibility. They don't want anybody talking trash on them. Or I don't know if it's I don't think reporters, I think I talk trash, but I don't think reporters who cover the team, they show up every day going like this. Well, let me figure out how I can talk shit on the. That's not what they do. That's not their job. That's not how they handle it. John McMullen doesn't go over to the NovaCare Center going, what kind of shit can I stir up on the? That's not what he does. That's not what D Gunn does. That's not what anybody really. That's a true journalist shows up and does when they show up and go over there and watch the team. They leave that to hammerheads like me. Okay? I'm not a journalist. I'm an opinionist. I have an opinion on things. Okay? I'm not a journalist. Don't ever call me that. Okay? I'm not. I'm not fair and balanced. I see something, I give my opinion on it. I'm more of an op-ed guy. Okay? So, Xander, do you know who this McManus guy is? Do you know who he is? He's saying that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are struggling. And it's OTAs. Xander's giving me lines like, oh, Nick's like, oh, Jalen looks like he's really in. He's really in. Everybody's reporting it. Why wouldn't we? But then you get a guy with an objective observation, guarantee you he gets heat for that. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? The Eagle PR department is going to be all over this guy from ESPN. He'll be limited in his access to the mini camps and upcoming training camp. Bet your tail on it. Not going to let some guy go in there and go, Jalen's struggling. Isn't it funny? Nick Sirianni says he's not struggling. This guy right here, who is an observer for ESPN, covers the team for 10 years, is telling you that they're struggling. Who do you believe? Are we talking about practice? We talking about practice? What practice? You don't practice long enough. Birdman, true. $20 Philly loses to Detroit. Yeah. Hey, Edge, you better put that back in your pocket right this minute. I will not let you do that. $20 they lose to the Detroit Lions in week 1. Lack of prep. I'm not saying anything on that one. Okay? Okay, since 16, thank you, BR. Joe goes, hey, ESPN is struggling. Fair. Like I said, Sileo, if the first 5 games of the year go bad, we put Minshew in. Hey, man, I think Jimmy G could be what Jason Cole said. He could be in Cleveland. ESPN is owned by Mickey. I think that's all you need to know. Give me a break. What do you mean? McMahon is keeping it real. Paid from ESPN, not the Philadelphia Eagles. He was honest. He was Howie. He said it doesn't look good. 0-3 start. Come on, man. I'll tell you what, that Minnesota game is the game that I'm looking at. That week 2 game. Then you got the greatness of Commander Wentz in week 3. Damn! Xander, what were all them quotes from Nick Sirianni today? Breaking news, sky is falling. No. All I'm saying to you is, here. Press conference after practice. Well, that's funny. The guy covering the Eagles for ESPN says that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are struggling. Damn. Oh, no. Who should I believe? Here, right here. Getting off to a rocky start. That's the headline. Here's the headline. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown era is off to a rocky start in Philly. And Tim McManus covers the Eagles since 2016. Thank you, guys. Needs more polishing. Man. Who to believe? What do I do here? Do I believe all the media people and what they're saying with all the praise about the Eagles, or do I believe a guy who's been watching A.J. Brown now at minicamp last 2 weeks, and he's saying that they don't look very good? Come on, old Cole. Don't get mad at Big Sills. I'm just the messenger here. Man, how could you get mad at me? The presser was longer than the practice. That's what I'm hearing. Carl, it's old news. I haven't heard that they were struggling. You did? Okay, you did? Oh, my, come on, Birdman. Guy says something negative about your birds and you jump his ass. Whew. Cousin signed an extension, I believe. Of course he did. It's Sills hating. BR, how dare you say that? Sills hating again. Oh, my God. Big Sil's going to have to drop Hurts down his NFL quarterback rankings. Oh, I forbid you get mad at old Sil. Old Sills, shut up, man. A.J. Brown said in the press conference a few days ago, oh, it needs polish. Okay, I didn't hear that. It made Sills' day. Players are loving the practice schedule. Of course I would. If I only had to practice 15 minutes, I'd love it too. Hey, I'd get out there, do a couple stretches, run around a little bit, couple grab asses and ready to rock and roll. Go over to the press conference and go like this. Yeah, we look great. Team's really in a great place right now. Jesus, man, you only practice for 15 minutes. 15 of the most intense minutes you've ever seen in your life. Hey, it's not the fact that we only did 15 minutes practice, even though most teams do an hour and a half in 6 days. We go 3 days and 15 minutes. That's how you get better. Ask Howie. BR, thank you. Thank you. I mean, you must be very comfortable in your skin there, BR, because it's very seldom that you see another man tell another man he looks good. Like, don't ever tell a dude he looks great. That's kind of like off limits. Like when you're in the pisser, don't ever go like this. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You don't talk in the pisser, you don't talk in church, and you never tell a guy that he looks good. Pet peeves with Big Sills. Don't ever look at a guy and go, man, that shirt looks really great on you. It's not. Hey, I really like that shirt on you, man. It looks great. Wick, Sills, you look great. Very comfortable. Very good. Very good. Look at you guys, man. Hurts threw a perfect pass. Great spin. Oh, really? Sills, you look great. Sills, a good-looking man. I also think Hurts has a pretty deep ball. Merry Christmas. Good night. Monday through Friday. Try to veal. The Browns are in a tough situation. Really? You think? And no, the hat looks really good on you. What do you get, a bowl of soup with it? How you doing? Yeah. Andrew, the Eagles are going to be effed. They're practicing. It's yeah, man. They got to practice more. I agree, Sills, unless the man is Chris Hemsworth. That's a handsome mofo. Big Sills rocking the Hooters polo. How you doing? Sills hurting people's feelings again. Now you can't tell him he looks good. Edge, wait a minute. Edge, do you really think, okay, the top button? No, you know why? John Gotti told me this years ago. John Gotti told me years ago this, okay? And Willie Boy told me years ago, and Angelo Della Cruz told me years ago, the top button makes you a gangster. And so did Marlon Brando. That's why all Italians have to have the top button up. This is from Marlon Brando. This is in honor of Brando. I did this because of Marlon Brando. Okay? I'm not kidding you. This is a true statement. Brando says all the paisans, once you get past the age of 55, wear your top button, close it up. So it's for Brando. Where's my neck? In my wife's wallet. Yeah, man. So, God, Jalen, man, he's struggling in camp. Wow. Man, that's not something I need to hear. Struggling. Yeah, great response. Wait, he's struggling. That's according to Tim McManus. Man. I can't bring Brando on the show. He's dead, ding dong. Bring Brando on the show. I'm going to make him an offer he can't. Yeah, there you go. Oh. Oh, Tim McManus on the show. Okay, we'll work on that. I'll ask him, man, so Jalen's struggling? Clickbait journal. How dare you, Nathan? How dare you? Xander was giving me all these poetic comments that Sirianni was making at the podium after practice today. Guy looks great. Unreal. I mean, got to work harder. So he's got to work harder. He looks great. And this guy's writing a story saying that he and A.J. Brown aren't hooking up. Steve-O, 100% agree. That's kind of where I'm goofing right now, guys. How are you supposed to really get a true evaluation? Hey, watch this. So if you were going to say whether or not a song was good and you heard it for the first time, would you play the first 10 seconds of the song and go, hey, it's a good song? Or would you play it once, maybe again, listen to it again, maybe listen to it tomorrow, and then come up with a determination whether or not you think the song is going to be a hit? Or would you listen to the first 10 seconds and go, that song sucks? Okay? Do you want to know a story? That's what they thought of Led Zeppelin. That's why Led Zeppelin's never won a Grammy Award. You know, all these people that got 55 Grammy Awards? You know, Led Zeppelin's never won a Grammy Award for their work while all four were alive, ever. Because their songs were slow getting out of the gate. And people didn't understand it. But then years later, you're calling them the greatest rock band in the history of rock and roll. They never listened. They listened to the first 10 seconds and went, the song sucks. You're like, wait a minute here. Every album was platinum. And they never won a Grammy Award. In the history of that band, they won it for the albums re-digitalized, all that stuff years later, but not while they were a foursome. Who's Led Zeppelin? Okay, fair enough. Howie won't let Jalen or AJ on the show. Yeah, because nobody wants to talk truth to them guys. PR guy calls me up going, hey, you know, how do you like me now? Well, June 8th, good. Very good. I'll let you know September 8th. Against Detroit. Then you got Minnesota. Then you got Commander Wentz. Then you got the Cowboys. Is that how that plays? Oh, no. You got Dougie P. Lions, Vikings. Hey, this is a pretty good out. Watch this. Lions, Vikings. Commanders, Jags. Cards, Cowboys. Those first 5 games, I hope you're not 3-2. Because then you go into that next stretch after the bye. Washington, Colts, Packers, Titans. Hey, that may hurt a little there. Texans and Steelers, too. Then you finish up with some bums. Got the Cowboys down there in week 16. You got the Saints, who could be improved. I don't know yet. I got to see them play. 4-1, you think you lose to Minnesota? Oh, very cool. Very cool comments from Barrett today from OTAs. Very high on Jordan Davis, said he looked very good. That's great. It's great to hear. It's great to hear. You know what that means? He must have been listening to people talking shit about his belly. And so he's doing something about it. Good for him, man. Good. That's totally what – hey, and you know what you don't want to do? What you don't want is you don't want to be telling people – okay, you don't want to have to remind a guy, don't eat the donuts. You want him to be, you know, you want him to self-edit himself. I got to stay away from that, man. I can't be doing that. I got to play at 330, 325, somewhere in there. That's my skill weight. Everyone's got a skill weight where you're great. My skill weight, and this is years ago, though, my skill weight was 280. If I was 288, 290, I could be sucking on a oxygen mask in Gainesville, man, after play 25. I could be on that gas mask. Big Sills gets to 290 back in the day. Okay. 280, I'm in there. I'll run all night. All night. Okay. 290, 292. Not good. I've actually been like that. That's great to hear, man. Yeah, maybe he's on a cannoli diet. I'm going to hit on Nick Sirianni here in a minute. You think Nick Sirianni could be on the hot seat? Galen is. You think he's on the hot seat? I want to hit on that in a minute here. Big Sales asthma. No. And if I had it, I wouldn't tell anybody. Hey, watch this. Like the guy in Tennessee. Hey, you better get that guy a hookah. Some shit, man. You got asthma, kid. You're 23 years old, 22 years old. You got a long career. Hey, well, maybe you don't have a long career ahead of you. Sills, what did you weigh in ninth grade? Well, let's see. My freshman year in high school, I was 200 pounds. My sophomore year in high school, I was 250. About 250. But I played linebacker and center, believe it or not. I was like Chuck Bednarik. Yeah, I played linebacker and center. And, yeah, as a matter of fact, my senior year, I was 260 pounds. I was 19 years old. I was 260. I benched 405 as a 19-year-old high school senior, too. I played center and middle linebacker, defensive end. And I made all conference, the same conference that Tyler Van Dyke came out of and Steve Young and Dwight Freeney. All those guys played in the same conference I did. And Aaron Hernandez and his brother all played in that. And I made all conference in both center and linebacker. Yeah, they didn't know, so they said, you might as well make them both. So I made all conference in both. I thought I was going to be a center, but you had to be too smart to do that. I'm not that smart. Centers, you got to really be smart. And I didn't want to do all that. I just said, wind me up and let me go kill someone. Plus, I like hitting people too much. Okay. I liked hitting people too much. Sirianni is a CEO. I'm gonna give you my take here in a minute, and I'll tell you. I see you guys here are saying this here. All right, listen, hit the like button. I want to come back out on that. Sirianni, he's got a lot of. Hey, listen, the way the organization is set up is the reason I'm saying this, and I'm going to explain where I'm saying. Hey, Nick had a great first year, I think. Okay, he had a great first year, but remember something. No, let me leave it. And let me hit on this when we come back out of the timeout. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Barrett Brooks. Billy. Barrett Brooks. Let me do this again here. By the way, hit the like button. Let me go all in on Barrett here for a minute. Let me bring this up here. Barrett Brooks. Okay, so he's got an Instagram picture of him with A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and I believe that's Irvin Fryer. Okay, how many of those dudes do you think will hit Sports Take? None. None. If that's D Gun or Rob, those guys are lined up. This guy knows. You think I know people, right? And I do. I think he knows 10 times the people I know. Barrett, look at. Okay, watch this. There's A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and I think that's Irvin Fryer. Okay, I think that's Irving Fryer, if I'm not mistaken. It's not A.J. Brown. Oh, it's Nakobe Dean and Jalen Hurts. Okay. Okay. So 17's Nakobe Dean. All right, so it's Nakobe Dean and Jalen. Okay. Not one of those guys will hit the air on Sports Take. Unless D-Gun, okay? Unless D-Gun gets it done. Sorry, Barrett. Hey, man, watch this. That's a really fine picture for your Instagram. But ask my boy Jalen or Xander what's important to him. Hey, dude, I love you to death, but views and revenue. If it ain't in those two conversations and lanes, hey, man, that's a really nice picture on your Instagram. I saw those guys. They were nice to him, man, the other day. I saw that segment, Xander. He's at minicamp. Get them dudes on. Make them say no. That's what I do. I harass you till you say no. What about you, Sileo? Oh, hey, those guys are afraid of me right now, Randall, because I speak the truth about your team. No, we can't go on with him. He's a little hot. It's funny. I got WIP and Fanatic calling me. Wonder why that is. So guess what? Hey, just so all you freakazoids know, so the Fanatic and the WIP and the Eagles and the Sixers have called me in the last 7 weeks to say, how you doing? Okay. Barrett doesn't want to upset the apple cart. I don't know about that. Everyone is scared of Big Sills. That's why Howie goes on Sports Take and skips the Big Sills show. It's okay. Can I tell you a little secret, Birdman? So I was on the flagship station but by the way, I'm going to tell you why. I saw somebody say something to me. I'm not leaving anywhere. I saw somebody say here about how can he say that Sirianni's on the hot seat. I'm going to explain here. But Birdman, let me put it to you this way. I was on the flagship station of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And by the way, I will not talk shit on the Bucs. They're now after, let's see. How long is 2012? That was a long time ago, man. Holy cow, that was a long time ago. 2012 minus 2000. Okay, so 10 years. 10 years. The Bucs are now my friends again, inviting me to events, and I love it. They invited me to this great alumni event on August 7th, and I'm probably going to go. They invited to fly my family down, too, so I'm probably going to go to it. But hey, let me tell you how I was. It was terrible. Not the smartest thing on the world, but so the Buccaneers and the general manager's name was Mark Dominic. He sucked. He just sucked. It was terrible. And John Gruden was there, and Mark Dominic was just a bad evaluator. I don't even know how he's on TV today. He was like 24-56 as general manager of the Bucs. He stunk. He did this to me one day. You're going to love this, Xander. So he put this book in front of me. And I looked at it, and I was going through he goes, what do you make of the Bucs roster? I said, there's some decent players here, but half that roster's lollipops. He was floored when I said it. I go, that roster to me, I don't think is a very good roster. It's probably a C roster. I don't know. I mean, I don't see any star players on that team. He goes, what about Cadillac Williams? I go, Cadillac Williams is always hurt. Should have took Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown was the better player of the two at Auburn. And they took this. I called this guy Jelly, defensive tackle from UCLA. He was a bum. Took him in the second round. I go, that guy won't play here. Oh, and get this. And then I said, sounds like to me you got a bunch of librarians. They hated my guts so bad. They refused to put anybody on. So guess what, though? I still did 9 shares. I was the number one guy in the market. Sold everything, too. $150,000 a month in sales for then Clear Channel. 9 shares, $150,000. Morgan & Morgan, everything, everybody. Golden Diamond Source, killing it, right? I had 2 car dealerships, one in Orlando and one in Tampa. And they couldn't get me off the air. They could not. That's why that whole monkey thing, that's when the Bucs saw that's when they went after me. Either he goes or we go. That's how it happened. It had nothing to do with the monkey comment. It had everything to do with me talking shit on the Bucs and me calling them out. That's what happens in a market. They'll look for the thing, the smallest thing on the planet to set a seed to try to get that guy out of there because they don't want to have the truth reported. That's why when a reporter like a Tim McManus says, hey, it doesn't look really all that hot right now between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, he'll have a talking to from the PR department with the Eagles. Or what they'll do is they'll not say anything to him and they'll give him limited access. That's how the game works. And if you want to play in the game, you're smart about it. I'm smarter today. Okay? Can't talk shit on a team that you're airing It's not good business because there's other people that have to sell that. That's what happened. That's the back scene. They couldn't get rid of me. Was it ratings or revenue? I was the highest rated. They've never replaced that show. They've had like 6 different guys in there. Total was a setup. Everyone knows it was a setup. But I was already leaving for Miami. I was going to QAM. And that's what I did. I went to QAM. Yeah, that's because they were doing everything they could. So they tried to paint me into this stupid thing. It was dumb. Big Sills, are you staying here with JAKIB? Where are you getting that from? But is it bad news reporting on what you see? It's still good news. Randall, people don't want the truth reported about them. Okay? They don't want that. They don't want objective. That's why sports broadcasting's changed. People are cheerleaders nowadays. Hey, Birdman, sources? People don't have sources today when they're covering stories. They make shit up. Russian collusion, all that stuff. Doesn't matter. Mainstream media can do it. Sports media does it too. Okay? Am I staying with JAKIB? CNN. Here. Let me go into this now. Talk about Sirianni here. Do you think that Nick Sirianni is on the hot seat? Yes or no? You think Sirianni's on the hot seat? Hell no. Hell no. 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 Sydney boy, yes, if he doesn't win. Eagles head coach is always on the hot seat, Big Sills. I agree with you, Birdman. Birdman. Look at Birdman coming in with reality. You fired Doug Peterson and Andy Reid. You think Nick Sirianni's safe? Oh, my God. This organization is not set up like that, where the coach has got the power. Where in the hell did you think that Nick Sirianni's job is safe? Oh, my God. He doesn't think the coach who won the 2017 Super Bowl was responsible for that thing. He fired Doug Peterson. They fired Andy Reid. Then you think Nick Sirianni's job is safe? Really? And he's done 700 times less than those dudes. This organization is run by your GM. There's not a duality in this where there's shared power like in Pittsburgh with the GM and the head coach. Where in your mind do you think your head coach in Philly is safe? Because he went 9-8? Didn't Chip Kelly have 2 winning seasons before he shit the bed? Wow. Where in your right mind do you think that guy's safe? Now, I will give you this. They would probably fire Gannon first before they ended up firing Nick, because Nick is a reflection of Howie Roseman. So I get that. Nick Sirianni doesn't have job security in Philly. 9-8 gave him another pass. How about this? That thing was 2-5. Be honest. How many people wanted him fired? I thought he was in over his head. Nick Sirianni's job is safe. Shit, Doc Rivers has a safer job than what Nick does. Daryl Morey's not firing Doc Rivers. Get that out of your mind. Now, this whole dynamic with Quinn Snyder, that changes it a bit. Quinn Snyder's going to land a gig somewhere, and a great one, not a good one. Okay? But with Doc Rivers, we're talking there's a difference there. Doc Rivers has won the championship too. Let me tell you, man, if Jalen Hurts doesn't play well this year and that defense goes south because his boy Jonathan Gannon doesn't know what he's doing, how many people we brought on this program that think he still doesn't know what he's doing? And honestly, comes out of the gate 2-5 again, shit will hit the fan. Yeah, Gannon will go first. Jeffrey, Gannon will go first. They'll demote Gannon or fire Gannon in season. And then the shit will hit the fan. They're not getting out to it. I don't believe that. The 2-5 start. Absolutely not. They're winning that Texans and Steelers game. They're going to win the Lions game. Vikings will be a tough one. Commanders. And the Dougie Bowl. Then the Cardinals. Wow. I can't wait for the Commander Bowl. Man, the Commander Bowl, shit. I may have to fly into FedEx for that thing. The Commander Bowl. No, I'll save myself for when he goes to the link on week 10. That'll be the Hater Bowl. Whew. Good grief. Off with the heads. Hang on now. Hang on here now. Hang on. Nobody said anything about that. Hey, by the way, don't forget my friends at Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free, my friends. That means this. Choosing an attorney, if you're hurt or injured on the job, is one of the most important things that you can possibly do for you and your family. Getting that fair compensation for your family. For the people is not a slogan. This is who they are and what they are. For 25 years, I've known John Morgan. For 30 years, they've collected over $13.5 billion in compensation for their clients. There's no such thing as a fender bender when it comes to Morgan & Morgan. Every case matters, no matter what the size of the case is. Morgan & Morgan goes to battle with their attorneys and their army of attorneys, over 800 strong, in offices in Philly, New York, Florida, and across the country. Morgan & Morgan is there to serve you, to make sure you and your family get that fair compensation. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The call's free. The consultation's free. 800-512-1600. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, tell them Big Sil sent you.
Many times when people are injured at a place of business, they don't realize they may have a case. The fact is, injuries should not happen. And most of the time when someone is injured, someone is at fault. Maybe the store manager installed a cheap, slippery floor, or there wasn't proper security. After an injury at a hotel, restaurant, store, or any place of business, it's so important to call us. Time matters, size matters. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
I got another cameo. I'm starting to pick up on the cameos. So, yeah, I'm trying to look which is my best side. which do you think is my best side? Do I give it? Hey, this is Big Sills. Happy birthday to you out there. You and your loved ones out there. I appreciate you asking me to do this. Thank you very much. Big Sills. Don Hooters. It's got a nice ring to it. Hey. That's my ending from my... I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Doing another cameo. If you've reached out to Big Sills to do a cameo for you and your family, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. How you doing? Luca Brazzi. That's what you think of me, Luca Brazzi? Sileo Stern. Trust the process. That's right, baby. Matt Nagy. Hey, real quick. So, hey, man, you got to love. Hey, if I were Eagle, Cowboy, or Giant fan, I would love every day that Daniel Snyder owned that Washington Commander thing. I would totally love it. It's the biggest train wreck, and it's actually the biggest shipwreck since the Titanic. Okay? I mean, this thing's going down. You know it's hitting an iceberg. It's hit about 10 icebergs, but damn thing won't go down yet. This thing's more resilient, actually, than the Titanic. Think of all the icebergs he hit. Now he's got another one with Jack Del Rio. Is it January 6th or January? Well, January 3rd is my birthday. Is it January 2nd or January 6th this thing happened, supposedly? That whatever thing. Was it January 6th? I don't really pay attention to that. Anyway, so I guess Del Rio went on. Here's my point with Del Rio. Why? See, here's another. Watch this. And I'm not saying Del Rio's wrong on this tweet, but what I'm hearing up here, Del Rio questioned like the rioting and I guess the January, nobody even knows here. Okay. 6th. And he questioned it, okay, great. Pick a side, whatever side you guys land on. I don't care. I truly don't. And he sends a tweet out and he's got to answer. Well, why? Why would you take a knife out and go like this to yourself when you know you're going to get liberal people in the media, which 90% of them are, asking you what you meant, even though he said nothing wrong? It was an opinion. He has every right to have his opinion. Hey, you hear stupid opinions out of me every day. People have a right to have stupid opinions. If you don't agree with it, so what? He doesn't have to answer to you over it. But somehow that has turned into, well, how can you have a guy like that and then you turn it into this? Well, what about the black guys you have on your team? How did the January 6th thing turn into a race issue? Okay, it was about like the election. How did that turn into that? But see, that's what happens in our society today. We take a story like this Kyle Rittenhouse dude. Okay, he didn't he didn't shoot minorities, but yet it somehow was a race case. And you're like, I don't think it was really all about that. By the way, he's a tool for going public. He needs to shut his hole. Okay? Just saying, man. But I tell Del Rio and Xander, I'm just saying to Del Rio, watch this. Why, Jack? Why would you bring that attention to yourself? It makes no sense. Stay away from that stuff because you know why? You can't win when you're a coach. Lie. Do anything, but do that. You go on your Twitter and you represent the NFL and the Washington Commanders. You're as dumb as the people in Cleveland that are representing Deshaun Watson. Why would you bring attention to yourself? It is unhealthy and it's not needed. Is it me or do people really want to be heard? Dude, hey, I'll talk about the Eagles. I'll talk about the NFL, talk about the inequities of hirings that we have in today's football world. Sure. But man, when you're like bringing the target to you and you're bringing the missile to you, that's a you issue. That's a dumb move by Jack Del Rio. Just dumb. I mean, right? Bro, that football team this year, the Commanders, you got enough shit to worry about if Wentz is going to turn his career around. You're lucky you have Ron Rivera in the building. Because Ron's a hell of a coach. You got people on defense. You got a wide receiving core. You could actually do something if that kid gets his shit right. This makes no sense, man. Dude, I learned a lesson a long time ago. And Xander, right. Dude, right. Why? There's no point in it. People come here for sports. And when we bring that politics shit into it, it really dents the message. Come on. And I like Jack a lot. I played with him in Dallas. Just didn't make sense to me. It just didn't. Just does not make sense when people bring the attention and put the spotlight on themselves. All right? It's just not cool. Hey, and to go back a little bit of what I said about Nick Sirianni before we took the time out. Look, man, I think Nick had a great start to his career. But that's all it was. It's the same thing with Jalen. Jalen and him are under the same microscope, okay? Under the same microscope. And if they don't have big years, they'll make, I don't know they would make wholesale changes. But you got to look at Nick Sirianni and go like this. His job, how about this? I'll put it out there like this. Nick Sirianni's job is as safe as Doug Peterson's was. Is that fair? Okay? Is that fair? His job is as safe, all right, as Dougie's was. Nate, thank you so much. Guys, we're a couple away from 100. Please hit the like button. You guys have been spectacular. God, there's so much going on now. By the way, make sure you tell Barrett, man, he had some pretty good guys in that Instagram pic. I don't know. I want to see some of them guys on Sports Take. All right. Don't forget the guys and birds in the morning. And also JAKIBsports.com. Go over there and take a look at the sensational work that our friend John McMullen is doing too when it comes to covering the OTAs this week. We'll have more on that. We'll see you tomorrow going 3 to 6, and we shall see you on the flip side.